Your brother, your friend, back again for another installment. How to wake up early and how to obtain the benefits of waking up early. Let's get it popping. Mi familia, mi gente. Happy 2018, happy 2018, happy 2018. This year, I want to bring you consistent videos. Excuse the noise. There's some construction going on in my neighborhood, but it's not going to stop me from constructing beautiful ideas for my subscribers. So I want to start off with how to wake up at 5 a.m. For the last maybe 6 or 7 months, I've been waking up at 5 a.m. The reason I was waking up at 5 a.m. is to study for the GRE. That is a exam to get into graduate school. I studied, I got a score very close to what I want, so the 5 a.m. thing worked out. But I want to talk about how do you wake up early. It's dreaded by some people. Firstly, I would say wake up early. The best way to wake up early is just to do it, baby. Simply do it. Because if you hesitate, you procrastinate, you will not motivate. In seriousness though, the best way to wake up early is simply to set your alarm at 5 a.m. But you want to set multiple alarms. So set an alarm at 5 a.m., maybe 5:10, 5:15, 5:20, because you're not going to want to wake up. Another thing you're going to have to do is set an alarm and put your phone, your alarm, wherever it's going to be, or whatever it's going to be, far from your bed so that you can't just reach over and turn it off. You want to put it across on the mantle, on the table somewhere where you have to get up and go turn it off. The next thing is go to sleep earlier. I used to go to sleep at about 12 a.m. every night. Now I go to sleep around 10 p.m. in order to get myself more hours of sleep. And that way when I wake up, I'm not all groggy and, discombobulated. There's people who come into work all angry, frustrated, discombobulated, slow, but they've been up till 2 a.m. the next day, and then they're cranky in the morning. Go to sleep early. But I have a caveat. No matter what time you go to sleep, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. So if you plan on going to sleep at 10, but you end up going to sleep at 11:30 because you were watching Netflix, I don't give a damn. Wake up at 5 a.m. and establish the discipline, establish the habit. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to say, oh, I went to sleep too late, so I'll just sleep until 6. I'll sleep until 7. No matter what time you go to sleep, wake your behind up at 5 a.m. But why is this beneficial? What's going to happen is that day, if you stay up and you go to sleep at 12:30 a.m. and you wake up at 5, you're going to be tired as a dog. You're going to be beat. But guess what? By that evening, you're going to be so tired that you'll go to sleep at 10 o'clock. You'll go to sleep at 9:30 or whatever time you want to go to sleep. And you will wake up the next morning at 5 a.m. Now, one other method that I use, which you may not want to use, you may want to use some natural sources of energy, even though caffeine is natural. But I started drinking coffee in the morning. I never even drank coffee before in my life, but I did some research on coffee. I looked into the processes that coffee makers make, and I decided I'm going to start drinking some coffee, and I'm going to drink organic coffee that doesn't have the chemicals that are added in certain coffees like at Starbucks. And when I say added, it's used in the processing of coffee. So it's not actually added to the coffee, but it's used in the processing of coffee. So I use Newman's Own organic coffee, and I drink it every morning. But I don't actually need it. I wake up with energy, but I just drink it because it's part of my routine in the morning. But I used to drink it for energy because waking up at 5 a.m. was hell in the beginning. But here's the benefit. I went into how you wake up, right, at 5 a.m. You set multiple alarm clocks. You go to sleep earlier. You wake your butt up you're behind up at 5 a.m. no matter what time you went to sleep the night before, because you're going to teach your body a lesson and you're going to go to sleep earlier. And keep doing this over and over. Eventually your circadian rhythm after 30 days, it'll change, it'll kick in, and the habit of waking up that early will take over. The benefit, now I want to move into the benefit. There's something called your book ends. It's like the front cover and the back cover of a book. That's the beginning of your day and the end of your day. Once the day starts, you got children to take care of, you got work to do, you got traffic to hassle with, to tackle. You got all kind of things that impede your ability for self-development, for meditation, for prayer, for goal setting, for visualization, for imagination. All these things are inhibited once the day starts. So your day is owned in the book ends, in the back ends of your day. So from 5 a.m. to 7 or 8, whenever you go to work, to when you get off 6 to 12, 6 to 10, whatever the time is, that's time for personal development. That's time for growth. So the benefit is, if you wake up at 5 a.m. and you read for an hour, if you wake up at 5 a.m. and you plan, if you engage in something called thinking, studying, and planning time, where you use your gold mine here, the conscious and the subconscious mind, and you write out your goals, you write out your aspirations, you review and visualize your future goals and aspirations in the present, the I am. So if you want to become a hairstylist, you envision yourself as that successful hairstylist. If you want to read for an hour or 30 minutes, if you want to meditate, you have that hour or two, depending on your schedule, that you can do what you want. The way I use it, I use an hour of study and also a planning and thinking time. So I'll read and I'll visualize and review what I want to be and what I want to have. And I visualize it as if I'm already, and I imagine it as if I'm already that guy, if I already have that object. So if you do an hour and 8 minutes every morning of meditation, reading, prayer, whatever it is, something dedicated to self-development, because you've been waking up at 5 a.m., by the end of the week, if you multiply an hour and 8 minutes by 7, you're going to actually have, if you do an hour and 10 minutes, you multiply it by 7, you're going to have an extra work day, an 8-hour work day by that Sunday. So from Sunday to Sunday, if every day you wake up at 5 a.m., you put in an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 9 minutes, roughly, of work for your own self and personal self-development and growth, by the end of the work week, you have added an extra day. You conquering time, baby. So for me, now I get massive results. I'm moving way faster ahead. Why? Because I have an extra, really it's like 2 hours, but I use another hour to like work out and do other stuff. But I get an hour a whole work day. So instead of just having 7 days, now I got 8 days, 8 shifts where I'm working. That doesn't even count on the weekends where you can put in a couple of extra hours. That's one of the benefits. Another benefit is it's peaceful. The only thing that's up is the birds, baby. It's just the birds out here. It depends on where you are. In California, we just have birds and, they're chirping, singing to you. It's real peaceful. If you need to go do something out here in LA, there's some grocery stores that are open at 5 a.m. You can go grocery shopping in the morning. You could go to yoga without traffic. The parking is free at that time. It's great. When I used to have to run errands and stuff, there's some places here that are open in the morning. So we would go out and make moves early in the morning. That's another benefit. Your energy is way higher. I used to try and study after 6 p.m. after work, and you're drained. I still study, but it's like, your mind is so more attentive, alert, and sharp when it's 5 a.m. So your energy's high, you're well rested from a good night's sleep. Your subconscious mind, if you reviewed your aspirations and goals the night before, and you visualized it, it sat in the subconscious mind, because during sleep, the conscious mind rests, but the subconscious mind keeps going. So whatever you feed into it, it keeps working on it while you sleep, while your conscious mind is resting. So when you wake up in the morning, your energy is higher, your thoughts are clear, right? And you're able to get ideas from the subconscious mind. So that's another value of waking up early, waking up at 5 a.m. The last thing is it affords discipline, baby. When you wake up that early, you start the day right. It's like I could conquer the work day. I could conquer whatever comes at me because I woke up at 5 a.m. I started off with discipline. I started off studying. I review my goals every day. See, the problem with the vision board, I love the vision board, but people had a vision board, but they don't visualize. I learned from Dr. James Breckenridge Jones, or Dr. J.B. Jones, or Jim Jones, that it's not enough to just write down or put out a vision board. Vision board came way later. He's old school from the 50s and 40s and 60s. But he said, write out what you want to be and what you want to have. It is not only your privilege to be whatever you want to be, but it's your privilege to have whatever you want to have. And what you have to do is visualize every morning, every night, live in that dream fulfilled. Whatever you want to be, visualize that. Don't just write it on the vision board in the beginning of the year and then never look at it again. Every morning, look at it. And if you exercise that discipline, it's going to give you self-esteem. It's going to give you confidence because you're going to feel like, yo, I was up at 5 a.m. this morning working on me, working on myself, my aspirations, my dreams. And then when you go into the workplace, you're like, man, I could conquer this. When you go into the school, use time to study, you could conquer this. You've already put in the work. One discipline leads to another, baby. This is how to wake up at 5 a.m. Wake up. Just do it. Set the alarm, multiple alarms, put it away from your bed. Go to sleep early. Even if you go to sleep late, still wake up at 5 a.m. Keep going, and eventually the habit will take over. Now I wake up before my alarm clock goes off. Sometimes if I work really hard the day prior, the alarm will have to wake me up. But generally, if I'm at a nice, cool pace, I'll wake up before the alarm. The birds are singing, but you can't hear them because of all the construction going on, so it's kind of crazy. But so you wake up, you get the benefit of the peacefulness, the solitude, the time to think, the clear thoughts, the energy level is higher. These are all the benefits, right? One discipline leads to another, and then you keep conquering. Then you can include time where you want to say, I want to meditate, I want to work out, I want to do things for my kids. This is it, baby. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm coming back for more. 2018, we got over 3,100 followers, 3,100 subscribers. I don't do it for the numbers, I do it for the love, but it just shows that, people are out here. So I appreciate you all. Bless up. 2018, baby.